Today we have a Lionel ZW 275 watt transformer, and Kyler said that when you turn on the left side of the transformer it causes a short. So I'm not even going to plug it in. I'm going to open up the top with the 4 screws, see what's going on inside. I also noticed that there's quite a bit of dust, and I think a little polish will help clean that up. And then I saw that the bottom plate is bent, so I'll take that off and straighten it out. And in fact, it looks like, yeah, there's got some issues there. That split, and it's got a cord, nice and soft, original cord with the Lionel end. Doesn't look like it needs to be replaced. That's amazing. So let me take the top off. Well, I got the top off, and I kind of expected the rollers to be bad. They're not terrible, but look at the alignment. This thing has been dropped. The transformer block, we're going to have to take that apart and line it up. Interesting. Well, somebody dropped it on this corner and shook it up. So we'll straighten it and see what happens. Got my 5/16 nut driver, and I'm going to pull this bottom plate, which holds on those aluminum brackets. We'll get this straightened out. Got the base out in the shop, and I've got a block of wood and a ball peen, and I'm going to use this block to flatten out the creases. I'm not going to hammer on it directly. I don't want to knock any more paint off or put any dents in it. I've got the bottom plate straightened out and cleaned it up with my favorite Meguiar's cleaner wax, and I used some of the same wax to clean the bottom before I put the bottom plate back on. And let's turn it over and see what we can do to straighten out the top. We'll start by pulling these brass rods out, if I can do it with one hand. Now I can get this block situated down in there. Before I put this back together, I noticed that this roller is getting a little small. I mean, I could still use it, but since I'm in here, I might as well replace it. So I got a new roller and a new pin. I'm going to start by grinding the top of the pin off, get it out of there, and hopefully use this rivet tool to put the new pin back in. You can see the size difference on the old one wasn't a big deal, but the wear is pretty rough, and it seems like people always use the left side, so might as well have the one that they use the most be brand new. I used this C-clamp to press the pin on the new roller, and there it is. Make sure that it's that it actually rolls. Sometimes you can crimp it too tight and then it slides, but that one rolls nicely. Everything else looks really good. I did have to pull this aluminum plate out and straighten it a little bit, so I'm going to put the braces back on, and then I'm going to put the lid on and give it a test. Before I put the top back on the transformer, I wanted to clean up the top, and my cleaner wax wasn't quite cutting it. It's got some green paint there, so I'm going to use some flits. Flits can polish up plastic and even Bakelite, so give it a shot. Sometimes you have to take the bulb covers off to align the socket base with the top. So we have the top back on. Everything seems to be lined up. I haven't put the screws in yet. I wanted to make sure that there was no gap left like there was before, so that's cleaned up. It's got a little more shine and a lot less dust. So let me put the screws in. We will plug it in and fire it up. Okay, everything checks out cosmetically. I plug it in. The green light comes on like it should. We'll test the circuit breaker in just a moment. First, I wanted to make sure that all the terminals were tight and everything. Should have checked that earlier, but everything is fine. I've got my D connection, which is the left handle, hooked up to a meter, and got it on AC voltage. So let's give it a try. There we go, nice and smooth. You can feel the roller rolling, and full voltage is 20.4. Let's try it on the C setting. Here's C, back to the meter. Nice and smooth, 20.4. Might as well check A and B. Top's common, so I really need to move that over. Sorry for the one-handed operation here. Well, okay, we're going to try B, and sure enough, 20.5. And A, over to the meter, also 20.5. Looks good. This ZW is ready to run. I did check the circuit breaker, forgot to show you. And then one of the things I like to do is find a nice black bread tie, wrap up the cord so it looks like it would have when it was new. And before I call Kyler to come pick up his transformer, just a couple of closing comments. Never leave these old transformers plugged in for a long period of time. Put them on a circuit breaker or something that you can turn off and make sure that you know it's off. And it's always best to work on them when they're unplugged. So just some common sense electrical. Hope you enjoyed this. Sorry I didn't spend more time on roller replacement. But if you have any questions, please let me know.